Hi guys, my name is Braam. I'd like to share a testimony with you guys today about God's faithfulness in very hard times. I have been in my own business since the beginning of 2003 in the cupboard and building industry, and in the year 2016, towards the end, after having had a very good run in projects, a business just started drying up suddenly, and I found myself in a place where I had to just go from day to day. In this time, obviously, I started asking questions to myself what was happening, and I was praying and hoping that things would turn, but it didn't turn. Long story short, I prayed and asked a friend or friends of mine to pray and see if they had anything that they felt God was saying, because I felt I couldn't hear God. My one friend came back and said he felt God said you must give me Isaiah 54, which I did. I went and I read Isaiah 54, and verse 17 stood out to me, which was about no weapon formed against you shall prosper nor succeed. But the verse before that spoke about the weapons being forged in the fire. And I felt God was saying that the enemy actually forged a weapon against me. And the weapon was that my name was forgotten, and that my clients didn't remember me anymore. So it was quite a revelation. So obviously in this time I started praying. I shared with my family, I shared with our life group, and we all prayed into it. And I think it was about 2 weeks later, miracle number one happened. I got a phone call from a friend that I haven't spoken to about 7 years, and he asked me to quote on a project, which I did, and I think in 2 weeks later I landed at that project. In that same period I had another phone call from a client that spoke to another client of mine that I did work for 4 years previously, and I subsequently landed that project as well. Miracle number three, probably a week later, I got another phone call from actually a friend of ours that had spoken to somebody that I did a kitchen for about 8 years ago, and I landed that project as well, and I think it was in 2 weeks. In that same time, I landed a building project. So I was just so amazed at God's faithfulness. I stood back. God really worked with me in this time. So, folk, the reason why I'm sharing my testimony with you today is to tell you that God is faithful. I believe if we humble ourselves and pray, that He will come through for us. I believe what I've learned in this whole situation was that my prayers must not be just like blanket prayers or machine gun prayers, as I call it. But the importance is to hear God's voice and to pray what He says through the Holy Spirit. And I believe that brought the breakthrough. And I believe you will be blessed. Thank you very much.